Joe Russell now with the front line with Joe and Joe. Once again, let's go into the breach. Bill C-18, the censorship law. We've covered this on many clips. When the lie loses its power, you got to censor. This gentleman says Canadians need to stand their guard. Are their eyes open? He's telling us that it's backfiring. Play the clip.
Do you know he's actually a defender of free speech? No kidding.
To accept its responsibility towards our democracies by refusing to pay the fair share.
Fair share. What he's talking about is social media there, and Bill C-18, which is I call the internet extortion bill, up with demanding that social media pay their fair share, as Trudeau says. I mean, pay your fair share is socialism. That's all that's ever been. It's another way of saying, you know, we'll tax everybody to death, and we'll take from those who produce to give to those who don't produce anything. That's communism, really, in essence. That's Karl Marx. That's something that Trudeau is fluent in. Because worse is coming. And I don't know if Trudeau thinks Canadians are stupid or just not tuned in to what's going on, but get tuned in. So it's all backfiring on this Liberal government. And it's all backfiring.
Is it backfiring? Keep this in mind. This bill actually passed both your House and the Senate. It's very difficult to repeal a law. And frankly, the other party, even the Conservatives, could use this to their advantage to wield power. Don't think that they won't. That's not outside of their grasp either. This was a dangerous piece of legislation that went through your government legally. By the way, most of the crimes that have taken place, particularly in the 20th century, were legally put forth. Arresting people in Germany, arresting people in Russia, and now censoring information. You also have in Europe currently, the EU is going to ban Twitter. You have in France, they banned Rumble because information is dangerous to the establishment. Free information, and they know it, and they have power, and they're wielding it. This was a very, very dangerous piece of legislation that was passed in your country. This took, if you ask me, a big hit on what your proverbial democracy claims to be. It's going to be very difficult to repeal. I'm going to tell you that right now, because like I said, don't think for a minute the Conservatives won't use this against the Liberal Party. And by the way, if you're conservative and you're for that, you're part of the problem too. A democracy has an open platform. You are free to speak. And if you feel that you have an opinion, let's debate it. Put it out there. If you can't debate it, that's when governments censor. Because when the lie loses its power, they have to censor.
Hey Canada, show the country that you stand for freedom with one of these hats from our store. Your purchase supports this channel. Check out the link in the description and order yours now.